As Linda stepped onto the grand stage, her heart pounded so loudly she could barely hear the music. The lights blinded her momentarily, but that wasn't what made her legs tremble. It was the faces in the crowd. Her husband, her friends, her family. They weren't there to support her. They were there to witness her failure. "You're too old for this," her husband's voice echoed in her mind. What a disgrace. For a brief moment, she felt like that scared 17-year-old girl again, the one who had to let go of her dream because life demanded it. But then, above the murmurs and judgmental gazes, she heard a voice, small but powerful. "Mom, you can do it." Linda turned and saw her children standing near the stage, their eyes filled with belief. A warmth spread through her chest. At that moment, she knew she was not alone, and it wasn't too late. At 17, Linda was a girl full of light, twirling to the rhythm of life. Dancing was her escape, her joy, her dream. But life had other plans. A teenage pregnancy forced her out of school, and with it, she buried her dream deep inside her. Marriage followed, then more children. Every day was filled with responsibilities: cooking, cleaning, taking care of the family. No time for dancing, no time for Linda. Years passed, and she became the woman everyone expected her to be. But deep inside, something was missing, a longing, a fire that refused to die. Until one day at 40, she made a decision that would change everything. Linda enrolled in a dance school, keeping it a secret from her husband, David, and the rest of her family. Every afternoon, when she was supposed to be running errands, she was in the studio, learning to move again. It wasn't easy. Her body was stiff, her stamina weak. She was surrounded by girls half her age, but she refused to give up. Every step, every fall, every ache reminded her of what she had lost and what she was reclaiming. For months, she lived a double life, dancing in secret, afraid of what her family would say. But the truth never stays hidden for long. The day David found out was the day Linda felt the weight of the world crash down on her. A dancer, he laughed bitterly. "At your age, have you lost your mind?" Her parents shook their heads in disappointment. "You should be focused on your family, not chasing childish dreams." Her friends mocked her. "You're embarrassing yourself." Everywhere she turned, there was doubt, disapproval, humiliation. The words cut deep, but not deep enough to kill the dream that had survived all these years. Despite the ridicule, Linda refused to quit. She continued attending dance classes, pushing through the pain, the doubts, the loneliness. One evening, her dance instructor Mia pulled her aside. "There's a competition next month. You should enter." Linda's heart pounded. A competition? In front of an audience? In front of her family? Fear wrapped around her like a chain. But Mia's next words shattered it. "You have something these young dancers don't. A story. And stories move people." That night, Linda made a decision. She would compete. But first, she had to face her biggest fear, telling her family. Linda gathered her family and told them about the competition, hoping for a small sign of support. Instead, she got laughter. "You'll make a fool of yourself," David scoffed. "You're going to disgrace this family." Her parents sighed in disappointment. Her friends rolled their eyes. Not a single person believed in her. Tears burned behind her eyes, but she refused to let them fall. She had spent years living for others. This time she was living for herself. The night of the competition arrived. Linda stood backstage, her heart racing. As she stepped onto the stage, she saw them, her husband, her parents, her friends. They weren't there to cheer her on. They were there to watch her fail. Their words of doubt flooded her mind. Her legs wobbled. She was losing control. Then, just as fear was about to consume her, she heard it. "Mom, you can do it." She turned and saw her children standing at the edge of the stage, their eyes shining with pride. In that moment, everything changed. Linda closed her eyes and let the music take her. She danced not for the audience, not for approval, but for herself, for the girl who had to give up. for the woman who refused to quit. She twirled, she leapt, she poured every ounce of her soul onto that stage. When the music stopped, the room was silent. Then a single clap, another, and then the entire hall erupted in cheers. Her husband sat frozen, his face unreadable. Her parents looked stunned. But Linda didn't need their approval anymore. She had found something greater, herself. Linda won the competition. The woman they had laughed at, doubted, shamed, she was now a champion. David couldn't look her in the eyes. Shame weighed heavy on him. He had spent years suppressing his wife's dreams, only to realize he had been the one afraid all along. But Linda had no time for regrets. She had bigger plans. She became a dance instructor, teaching young girls to follow their passion, no matter the obstacles. And as her story spread, something unexpected happened. David, inspired by her journey, wrote a book about her called Dreams Don't Expire. David's book became a bestseller, touching the lives of many who believed they were too old, too late, too lost to chase their dreams. Linda's story became a symbol of hope, proving that passion has no age, that dreams wait for those brave enough to claim them. One day, as she watched her students dance, she smiled. She had thought she was too late, but the truth was, she had arrived at exactly the right time, because dreams don't expire, they only wait. The story highlights the importance of support and encouragement. While family and friends may not always understand your dream at first, your determination can inspire them to change their mindset. In the end, even Linda's husband and family learned that passion and purpose are not limited by age. The valuable lessons of this story are: it is never too late to chase your dreams. Believe in yourself even when others don't. Passion and dedication can turn doubt into admiration. The only real failure is not trying at all. What lesson or insight did you take away from today's story? And how does it relate to your own life experiences? Have you ever had a dream you gave up on because of life, family, or fear? Have you ever been told you're too old, too late, or not good enough? We want to hear your story. Tell us in the comments, what dream are you holding on to or hoping to reclaim? You never know who you might inspire. That's the end of the story. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the story. And if you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more African tales filled with lessons and wisdom.